All right. Guys, and I'll show you the charts in a minute, but if you are at your charts, look at what just happened. All right. Okay, so let me move this over here. All right, cool. All right, so we have been running there. So now let me go back to this here, and now let me start sharing my screen. All right, here we are, and let me get the rest of this stuff out. Oh, good morning, Donna. Good morning. Oops, sorry, no, choosing the wrong thing this morning. All right, there we go. Good morning. Okay, I just made you co-host this. All right, everybody. Good morning. Again, let me do a sound test just to make sure everybody can hear me. If you can see me, hear me, and see my screen, type in number 3, please. I just want to make sure we're good. All right, good, go. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, as you guys can see, the market has did a huge move to the upside, um, and now it's pausing right there. And now I can't tell you what to do, but this will be a nice little trade to scooty wop some a few pips off of. It's hitting a level that's way out of its range. And this is what I was telling you guys. Look at what time, check your time. Now, the reason why I say just a few is because me personally, you don't want to hold it too long because you also have the Fed interest rate announcement. So it may not even move. It may just sit here. But if it wasn't for the Fed interest rate news, I would be all over this. Let's go to a blank chart so you guys can see what I mean. So looking at a blank chart, you can see that it is at a double top layer. And it's 30 minutes after, like I told you guys to look for. Well, I'll just do this right there. See that? Type a yes if you see it. See, that's NZD, AUD has been on a tear. Uh, so that one has stopped right at this level here, but it could push up a little bit higher. But either way it goes, that's where it's stopping at right here temporarily. Let's check the other USD pairs. Let's check gold. Gold did a do-wop right off of the 50 Fibonacci level. So let me see something. Give me a second. It's a rectangle right here. Set that over. Okay, there we go. All right. So right here, we see support level. Let me change this color so we can see it better. But that's not what I want to talk to you guys about today. It was something else I wanted to go over. But you can see the strong support level. I just know that news just came out on it. So so there we go. And from the analyst perspective, it bounced right off this right here. Boom. Okay. All righty. Look at that. Wow. Wow. All right. See that double? And so you can see it right here. It's stopping at this resistance dot. If you don't have the sexy analyst, you're not going to be able to see it. Uh, you're going to be drawing in your levels and doing all that stuff like you normally do, which takes forever per pair. So continue to do you, but for me, no. I just want to click my buttons and be able to see it. So a stop loss above here. We'll put it at like 20 something pip stop loss. That's what I would use on that. Just something short. So just in case. And then on this one here, Sexy Analyst already has the supply and demand zone. So from here, like I said, I would keep a very short stop loss because of other news. And I would just get what I can and still get closed out before the after before 2 o'clock, before the Fed news announcement this afternoon. I would just get out, but that's what I see since we're in here. And you can see it very clearly from the 1 hour. Now you can see exactly what I was telling you. There you go. Oh, Donna said she's up 115 pips on gold. Go ahead, girl. Do your thing. Look at there. Boom, boom, boom. I ain't mad at you. Do your thing. All right. And let's go to the other USD pairs. Let's look at USWIS. Yeah, USWIS. I knew that was going to bounce up. This one is always the one that drops the hardest, in my opinion. And UJ dropped very hard. And here was what I wanted to show you guys. So, and we're going to just, all right. So here's what we're going to do today. Today, and look, it's stopping right at the Fibonacci 50 right here. You can see the Fib 50. I keep lighter colors on mine so it won't be dominant, but you can see right there. It's the 50 Fibonacci support, 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 support. Broke through, became support, came down, boom, came back, hugged around here, dipped down a little bit, and then came back above it, hugged. So this is a very popular area. And I'm on the 30-minute where you can see it. Let's go to the 4 hour. And it's at the 23, 23 or something. No, the 38.2 or whatever that number is on the fib level. Let me go down here and I'll tell you. 38.2. It's on the 38.2 on the 4 hour. So either way it goes, it's sitting on the fib level and support. You can see it right here on the 1 hour. So there may be a little bit of pullback to gather some pips if you want to take the little small gamble on that one. Like I said, I would use a very tight stop loss though, just in case. Because you still got more news. Now, if there wasn't any afternoon news, I would be all over these things, but because there's afternoon news, it may just stay here and think, okay, well, I'm just going to hang out here because if y'all doing that with this, then this afternoon is probably going to be da da da. So anyway, that's the way I'm looking at it. So either way it goes, that might be a nice little something, something, you know. All right. Everybody with it? Everybody understand that? Make sense to everybody? Yeah, it's good. Stay out. Yeah, that would be the best thing to do. Just stay out of it. But just showing you guys a typical, if you are looking at something right after the news, you want to wait that 30 minutes. Remember, I hold the camera right here. I'm looking at this chat box that y'all typing in. Okay, remember this. All right, so now there's something important I want to cover for you guys today. So let's do a recap of last week. Last week we had talked about, and I want to see who remembers. We talked about a certain number of pairs. Let's do that first, and then we're going to go to the next part for today. So anybody can type for me, type out what pairs we had talked about last time. Anybody take notes from last week? Thank you, Drew. Yep. There you go. All right. There y'all go. There y'all go. There y'all go. All right. There you go. Thank you, guys. So here's what we want to narrow it down to even more. Yes, there you go. That was the one I was looking for. Thank you, Eric, for that. Thank you, Derek. Thank you guys for that. Okay. So we talked about the CHF, the AUD, NZD, and the JPY and oil. All right. So here's something that I want you guys to take a look at. As we go through these, I want to see if this makes sense to you. Okay. So With the CHFs, I always typically like to trade them using the ocean wave. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't show a good example today because news just came out and it interrupted what went on. Okay. But typically, like right here, you had a sell signal. If you go to the 4 hour time frame, it would have made sense because it would have been trying to pull back. But again, I can't use this as an example because of news. Okay. So news pushed it. But let's go to some others. And I'm going to keep this on the 30-minute time frame. Okay. 30-minute. So if you are going to do this, and like I said, we had news. So because of news, all the AUD pairs, not just the CHF, but all the AUD pairs and the NZD pairs went up when the dollar goes down. Okay. And I'll show you that. See, when the dollar goes down, all the pairs float to the top. They go in the opposite direction. See? All right. So if it wasn't for that, though, let's go to the ocean wave and let me show you what I was going to show you. All right. So from the 1 hour time frame, and you can still see it from the 1 hour time frame, you can see that if it wasn't for the news event, this was going to actually be heading down possibly. Okay. And you say, oh, those are higher lows. No, that's where they start doing that funny stuff that I was telling you about. Well, they'll go up. And let me change this for you guys. Turn off the ray and change this to white and make it thicker so you guys can see this. All right, there we go. The slant patterns. Remember, they fake to the upside just to let it drop. Fake to the upside, and then there's the drop, okay? So then I saw this one here, and I said, oh man, that's going to be a nice dropper. But unfortunately, it popped up because of this news event. But if it wasn't for the news, you had a nice big one, which I've been waiting on. So what's the overall trend on this one, guys? What's the trend direction on this one? And you can check this from your 1 hour charts. The overall, thank you, Liz. You got it. So if it wasn't for the news event, this thing had already broken through. And I'll mark it up on a blank chart as well so you can see it better. But this thing had already broken through and had a closed candle on the break right here. So this was the trend line, and you had your trend line break right here. So like I said, if it wasn't for this news event, it would have came down possibly and retested this level right here, in my opinion. Right there. That would have been a nice level. But of course, that's okay. Not a big deal. But this is on a normal day with no news. This is what I would be looking for. So let's go to a blank chart, and then I'm going to show you guys something very important. So let's go to a blank chart, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So if I could, I wish this was a trading view where you can, do the rewind. All right. Because it's kind of, the news just kind of messed up my presentation on this part, on this pair. But all right, so you see that once it's in a downtrend, you got your double top. Now you get your slant patterns where it goes up, breaks the trend line, and then you have the drop. Does the same thing here, goes up, breaks the trend line, and drops. And it's a rinse and repeat process. Okay, goes up, fakes everybody to the upside. What is the overall trend on this, though? What do you guys see? What's the overall trend? The overall trend is down. So every move that you see going to the upside is what? It's fake news. Okay, it's fake. It's fake. Okay, because a kid rinse and repeat the same thing. Okay, and it just constantly goes up, fake to the upside, drop, fake, drop, fake, drop. And this is what this was doing. It was doing a fake drop, until this just momentary news event that just happened today. Okay. So if we had a trend line break right here, then you would be looking for a retest to right here, to that level right there. Okay. All right. So far, that doesn't make sense to everybody because I'm about to show you something else to make it a lot easier. Did that make it sense to everybody? Yes. Okay. So because of this news, we're not going to worry about this pair. I'm going to go to something else. And those who have the simplicity scanner, type of 5 in the box. Those who have it, I'll show you something. Okay. Let's check the ones that did go. All right. What I want you to do, and here's what I'm going to show you. So what I would say is just follow uh, right here. Look at this. Look at that. Okay. What I want you to do is follow these pairs this week only. Okay. After the news event, or you can start next week when the news is over. NZD AUD Euro JPY. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so I want you to narrow it down and just to test it, and you can do this on the demo. But AUD JPY, NZD JPY, and let me pull up my list. Euro JPY, GJ, GBP JPY, and you can do gold on the 30 minute or the 1 hour, whichever one you want to do. But all of these, you're basically going to turn your scanner on and use the scanner on the 30-minute only. Okay. On the 30-minute only. And I wish the news didn't come out because you guys would have saw that actually right before the news, and let's go to these pairs, the AUD Swiss, which you use on the ocean wave, the arrow was pointing down right here. It came in. And if you go to the 4 hour, even here, you'll see that it was making sense because on the 4 hour, what it was trying to do was go back down. And let me mark it up so you guys can see this. 30-minute right here. Right there. And right here. So right here, it was hitting resistance. So it was trying to come back down and retest this level here or down to here. That's what it was trying to do before the news came out. So that's why I said it kind of messed up my little chi for class today. And you can see now it's hitting the average daily range or the ADR, which means, okay, and it hit its target for today. Enough is enough. And it's probably going to start coming back down as well, which you see right there. Okay. So it was just a knee jerk reaction. You remember I told you guys about the knee jerk reaction? And this is what I was saying, wait 30 minutes to an hour and look what's going on. It was just a knee jerk reaction. See what I tell you guys? See what I tell you? Look at that. 30 minutes to an hour. How many of you guys remember me telling you guys that? Yes. And I was going to get to that, Rich, about the news for tomorrow. That's why I said maybe next week would be better to do this. Okay. All right. See, knee jerk reactions. 30 minutes to an hour. Just wait a little bit. And this is how you can scalp you a few pips after the news, 30 minutes to an hour after the news. See, look at the sexy analyst. It told you. It told you. And look at there. Hit that and it's stopping right on the dime and dropping. Told you. Because it has no business being that high up. It was just news. But anyway, regardless. All right, let's go to some pairs. AUD, Yes, that's what we're doing basically. Okay. For trend trading. All right. So let's take a look at that. All right. Here we go. So an arrow came out on the 30-minute right here. If you go to the 4-hour, what was the overall direction of the trend? Sometimes we just got to get back to our roots. That's why my, grandmamas, then grandmamas used to say it like that. You get back to your roots, not your roots, your roots. Get back to your roots. Okay. All right. So everybody see that? Okay. Let's go to the 30-minute. And let me make this even bigger. May I say something to you guys before we go on that's really, really important? Okay, really, really important. A guy was sharing this with me. Quite often, guys, and let me see. Quite often, you were on the right track the whole time, but you lose a trade and you lose consistency. And I'm going to show you guys an example of that. Okay, everybody hear me? Type a 5 if you hear what I'm saying. Well, make sure you guys hearing what I'm about to say. Lord was sharing this with me. A lot of times, the only reason why you have not been where you want to be is because you haven't been consistent. As soon as you take one loss or something like today happens and you take a loss on the chin, guess what's the first thing you do? You start scrambling, looking for a different strategy. This don't work, that don't work. And the truth is, the Lord was sharing with me, no, the only thing that ain't working is your consistency. You've never been consistent with anything. You've never stuck to anything long enough to see if it actually would have worked. Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys an example. So let's do a little back testing on this. So first of all, I want you to follow the AUD JPY, turn on your scanner on the 30-minute. And the reason why I say 30-minute, yes, you can go for lower, but the consistency is not the same. So for an example, this would have been a loss because overall it was trying to go to an uptrend. So you see right here, which was on, some of you guys, well, I'm going to get in earlier. That was the other thing he was sharing with me. Because the more you try to get in early, the more turbulence you're going to have. You're going to have more problems, okay? Because it's more noise. See, you can pray about your trading too. Pray, just pray. Talk to God about it. He'll tell you what you're doing wrong if you want to know, okay? But here's the point. Yeah, I want to get in earlier. I want to get in earlier. Yeah, but the early stuff makes it a lot more rocky. When you have it on that 30-minute, it's a lot more stable because look at this sideways pattern that it was doing at that time. And I'm just showing you guys an example so that you can reduce the number of pairs that you're following and just follow those that show that they're reliable, okay, during this inconsistent market. This market has been tripping for the last several months. It's been a Buckingham bucker, okay? It's been a bucker. But anyway, look at how much of the noise of the sideways market you would have avoided if you would have used the 30-minute versus the 15-minute. Do everybody see that? Because you didn't see all this noise, okay? You didn't see all this noise. Everybody get this? Type 25 if you see what I'm saying. This is why you want to put your scanner on the 30-minute, okay? 30-minute. So then this arrow came out on Sunday. This arrow came out on Sunday. And if you would have took it, it would have netted you 99 pips. Okay. Okay. But either way it goes, this arrow comes out. Here's the last support level. So you could have did, right below the last support level. or the last swing low, whichever one you say. So that would have been about 64 pips or 60 pips. Did you get your 60? Yes, you got 98 pips. Okay, so we got it. How did I know? How do I know if this is a good setup or not? How do I know? What time frame am I going to check? It's a Sunday. I got an arrow. What time frame do I check to see if this is legit, whether I want it or not? Donna got it first. Thank you, Donna. 4 hour. Look at what happened. What is the overall trend direction? What's the overall trend direction? Forget all the noise. Okay, forget all the noise. If you forget all the noise and you look right here with the sexy analyst, did it not bounce off of the support level? Did it not bounce off of the trend lines? So was this a legit arrow to take? Okay. Here is actually, and I'm going to change this color so you guys can see it. Let's change this entry to green. Okay. There's too much green, so let me change it to blue. All right. So about here is where the entry came in. You got your arrow saying, okay, yeah, let's get in. We can do a whole candle. Let's put it above that candle. So that candle said, hey, let's get in. It gave us some drawdown, which would have made a lot of people piss in their pants. Oh my God, I'm in drawdown. 20 pips in drawdown. Y'all know y'all don't like that drawdown stuff, right? All right. So it did a little pullback, which would have put you in a little bit of drawdown. But overall, look what happened. But actually, you made 100 pips on this trade from here, 106 pips. But anyway, let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour, this is exactly, and let me move this line so you can see. Here was the support from the sexy analyst, called it like nobody's business. It said, here's the support. So I'm going to put this white line over where on the 4 hour, it called the support right there. Okay. Now let's drop down to the 30 again. And we can see this was support. So if you would have entered, now you do what you want, but if I would have entered, I'm always going to respect the prior support. So that would have gave us 50 pips. So you would add a 50 pip stop loss, okay? 50 pips. So right here is 49. So basically right around here, you would have already been out, okay? Right there. Actually, right here on this candle, you would have been out at 50 pips. So you would have got your 1-to-1. Okay, if you want to do 1-to-2, right there. Okay, right there. That's 100 pips right there. Okay, so from this candle to here was your 100 pips. Okay, so you would have got your 1-to-2. Okay, as soon as you would have got 1/3 into profit, you might want to move your stop loss into break even. Okay, just to cover yourself, just to make sure, hey, you know what? Not a problem. Okay. Or halfway, whatever. But me personally, I like to leave it alone for the most part because here's the problem. You get into a trade, and this is what happens. You get into the trade, and let's say you got in on this candle here. Stop loss is there. See, it goes up, and look, as soon as it hit this drawdown, that would have been about 15 pips. Okay. So a lot of you guys, you would have had your stop loss too tight, and you would have got stopped out. So this is why for me personally, it's just best to just leave it alone, let it ride. Okay. And right there, you would have got your 1-to-1. That would have been a winner. And again, 1-to-2. Okay. But we do know that was legitimate because we always want to trade with the trend when the week begins. Okay. When midweek begins, you want to trade reversals typically, which is what it's doing now. It's pushed up, and now Wednesday is now starting to do reversals. So we do know that this was support. This was your entry, and you can see from the 4 hour time frame, everything worked out fine. So basically, here's the question. The question is, on this one, if you would have took this arrow off the 30-minute, would you have won some money? Yes or no? Let's keep it simple. Yes or no? Okay. Turn the scanner on, walk away, and would you have made some money? The answer is yes. You would have made some money. Okay. Now, let's go to my other pair, NZD, JPY. Same thing. Let's mark this up. Okay. Support level right across the blue. See that support level? And look what happened. It popped up. So was that a winner? Yes. Okay, good. All right. Now, before we go on, let's go to AUD JPY. And we're just working on narrowing down the number of pairs you're going to be looking at so that it'll be easier for you to keep track of what is working and what isn't working, because that's what I've been working on behind the scenes. What is working and what isn't. So if you back test, because a lot of you guys like to back test, which is fine, and with simplicity, that's why we got the evidence dots. So to show you whether it was a winner or not, a full winner or not, and we're going to look at those. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Sorry, go here, go here. Okay, that's going back. We are in March. Okay, so in March, this is towards the buy zone. You see the support level right here? So would you have taken this trade right here? It's pushing down because of a news event candle, which I could see that, but it's in a buy zone area because you can see the support. So is this something you would have taken? Yes or no? No. Okay, the answer is no. Okay, so we just keep it moving. So we're just looking at the AUD. All right, right here, we got a buy. Here's support. Okay, 41 pips. It went in a little bit of drawdown and then it went up. Basically, it hit 40 pips. So basically, 1-to-1. Basically, did you make some money on this one? Because you can get out at any time. Okay, did you make some money? The answer is yes. Okay, so we got another one. It's about 38 pips. You got another winner right here. That's 42. Okay. We got this one here. Okay, and you can put it right here, 33 pips. It didn't do the 33, it only gave you 10, and then it went turned around. So now we have one loss. So how many winners and how many losers so far? Because you're not going to win every trade. Okay, you're 3-1 so far. You're not going to win every trade. Do not, when you're back testing, don't look for 100% because you're not going to win every trade. And number two, one of the things that's missing when you're back testing, what's the one major thing that's always missing that I tell you guys to look for that you're not going to be able to find when you're doing a back test, which is why I'm not a good fan of back testing unless you're doing it week by week, like which is what I do on Sunday. You guys got it. You guys are trained better than a lot of people out there. Okay. So you hear a lot of people saying, oh, I back tested this and it wasn't this, this, and this. But the truth is, for an example, if we were back testing the US dollar today and we're testing it 3 months ago and we say, oh, that thing didn't work out. Well, what was the one thing they didn't consider today that just happened? What just happened? Why did the dollar drop? You got it. Inflation number news. What else is happening today this afternoon? FOMC, interest rate news. So when you're back testing, there isn't an indicator on a back tester to show you what was the news events for that day, which is going to what Reggie was typing, which is why I said you might want to wait on this idea on the JPY pairs until after tomorrow, because tomorrow, what happens tomorrow? Those who saw my video on Sunday, because I'm always telling you guys ahead of time what's going to happen. What happens tomorrow? Anybody, any takers? JP Reggie, thank you. At least he watched the video. JPY has their interest rate news tomorrow, and that's one of the big ones. So you don't want to be trading during news events because even if the setup is normally following its consistency, which is what we saw with the AUD CHF and NZD CHF and all the Swiss pairs. CHF is the Swiss franc, okay, the Swiss pairs. So normally you can mark up the charts and you can see it does the rinse and repeat pattern. It goes up, fake to the upside, and then drop, fake to the upside, drop, fake to the upside, drop, fake to the upside, drop. And then today, if you were to say, oh, I'm gonna backtest this thing, why didn't it work? Was it because the normal rhythm of it changed, or was it influenced because of a big news event today? Which one was it? Thank you. Thank you, Rich. Those news. So this is why I'm always, me personally, and whether I continue or not, I don't know, because it does take a long time to do those videos, but I'm trying to help people. But, you know, the point is that's what I do. I can look back on knowing what news took place last week, and then I can go back and look at the charts and say, okay, how did price action react to these news events? If I did take a loss during this news situation, it's acceptable. I can live with it. Okay. But for me to just back test 3, 4, 5, 6 months and I have no clue what the news events were, then that's not legitimate. For an example, let's go here. Um, and what I'm looking for personally when I'm doing this, I don't need to always have the one-to-one because a lot of times I might want to close this thing early. Okay. So this one is 50 pips. It gave me this. Now here's what I'm going to tell you guys what I would be doing if it was me. If it was me, okay, with the sexy analyst, I would be getting out when I see resistance hidden. So this is why I may not hold this trade the whole time. As soon as I see that this thing is going somewhere, okay, comes down, boom, but I see resistance, just take your money. That's 15 pips. All right, that was a good scalp. Look at this one here. From here to here, yes, that was 33 pips, and it came down and I got my one-to-one. Cool. So I still won. But what if you get into the trade, come down, and it comes up and you see resistance hitting up here? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Get your money. All right. So that was 10 pips. Treat it as a scalp. Ain't a scalp trade 10 pips? Yes or no? Ain't a scalp 10? Okay, then there you go. You still made some money. All right. You wait for the next alert. Let's say you get in here. Your stop is at 54. Right here, it goes to 23. But we're hitting up against resistance. What do? Thank you, Donna. Get out. So now you had 10 plus 23. How many pips do you have in your pocket? You got 33. So did you lose anything yet, really? See, you see how the thinking is? I don't have to hold it all the way to the one-to-one. I can just take what it gives because if it's hitting resistance, then I'm cool. And then I wait for the next arrow. The scanner sends the alert. You get in right here. All right, so that's about 37. And you get about 32 right here. But you hit support. What do? What do? Thank you, Liz. You get out. Now, we had 10 or 11 here, 23 here, and how many I'll say right here? 31 right here. How much is that so far? How much is that so far? How many pips? 11, 23, 31. Let me just do it like this. 11 plus 23 plus 31 gives us 65 pips so far. Okay. Oh, did I do that right? No, 34 pips. I'm sorry. Give us 34 pips. Let me clear that and make sure to do it again. 11 plus 23 plus 31. Yeah, no, that gives us 64 pips, 65 pips. Yeah. So you have 65 pips. How many losses do you have? Okay. Would have ignored that because that would have been in the buy zone when you if you had, especially if you had simplicity mixed with the sexy analyst. That's why, because I like my zones. And for those who don't have it, let me show you what I mean. Okay. You see my zones? Let me do this. Sexy simple. Like a pimple. Sexy simple. I don't know where that come from. All right. Y'all see the zones? Okay. See these zones? My buy and sell zones. Okay. You see that? The buy and sell zones. Okay. They come with it. So what I did was I just take them off for class so that the charts are a lot more cleaner for you guys. But either way it goes, you can see the zones or you can see the supply and demand zone. Same thing. You'll see them here. Okay. So now let's unlock this. And you hit these two buttons to unlock and back test. That's what you do. All right, so we're still going. Let's go on back over here where we were. Okay. All right, so there we go. So that's why I said this one right here was too low. It was in the buy zone, so we already knew. No, don't worry about that one. Okay. And this one, we got about 10 pips out, and then we walked. So now we're back over here. So now look what happens. You're still just following the arrows, follow the evidence. So now an arrow comes out, and it says buy right here. Okay. Stop loss shows about 40. Look at this big kahuna here. And notice what is not in the middle. What do you not see along this way? What do you not see? Yes, Donna, y'all got it. Yes, Liz, you don't see any resistance dots. So you can do your 1-to-1, okay, or 1-to-2. So basically, look, here is around here is your 1-to-1. Basically, you would have got in and got out right there. If you wanted to do 1-to-2 right there or more, because that's 100 pips, this thing went all the way up to 168 pips. So just following the arrows and just hopping in and out. Is that cool so far? We doing all right? Yes. And that's just off of one pair. This is why I'm saying I think one of the things that's going to be beneficial is for all of us just to slow down and just to choose a group of pairs. Now, a lot of people have their favorite pair, which is fine. If you have your favorite pair, stick with your favorite pair. But one of the things that I'm trying to encourage us as a group that's going to help us is instead of us jumping in and out of trades based off of instinct, I think this is going to go here. I think this is going to go there, which is what I did here. And because I've been doing this for a while. Okay. So, and we'll go back. Actually, let me just wait. The AUD, NZD, I'm sorry, the AUD, USD, and the pairs I showed you, hey, look, I can mark up my charts, that's fine. So those are where you say, okay, instinctively, I know that once I hit these levels and hit this resistance area, it's going to start dropping, and it did. It started softening up, and you guys seen that. But to give it more clarification, which will require more patience, what if we just waited for the arrow to say, yes, I confirm? Okay, go ahead, Rich. Do your thing. And make sure to watch the recording because I got more to cover. Okay, so make sure you watch the recording. Okay. What if we just simply waited for the arrow? Okay. Going back to the drawing board. What if we would just waited for the arrow? Okay. That's what the whole thing is today. So look at this big kahuna. My God, that was huge. And then you got resistance. So now, was this a winner? Yes or no? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong pair. Let's go back to AJ. Why do I not like to trade? Why am I avoiding trading the USD pairs? Let's go there first. Why didn't I say the USD, any of the USD pairs? Why? You can if you want. This you. Derek, you got it. Liz, you got it. Too much news on them. Too much news. Too much news. Way too much news. Okay. So when I'm selecting for me, and this is just me, when I'm selecting pairs, I want them to have a consistency to them, but I don't want them to have a bunch of noise coming out every other day. And the biggest two that has the most noise is the US dollar and the euro. Those two have the most news of all the pairs. Almost every day there's some news coming out on those. So that's what makes it kind of difficult for you to follow it. Okay. If you understand that type of a 10 in the box, I want to make sure everybody's clear on that. That's why I'm not suggesting those. I'm not telling you can't. If you like them, choose it. I mean, it's your portfolio, do what you want. But that's the reason why Uncle P don't want to put it on my portfolio because I don't want pairs to have news events coming out every other day. With the exception of Euro JPY. Okay. Euro JPY. All right. So let's keep going. Now, one pair that let's add a pairs that I don't have on my list. They're JPY pairs because what I'm saying is the Swiss is good for trend trading and the JPYs are good for what I'm showing you. But the one I don't have on there is CAD JPY and I do not have Swiss JPY. Okay. And we'll get to those and I'll show you why. I don't have those on my list. I don't want them. Okay. I'm getting even more focused. Okay. So now we had a news event, and you can see the evidence dot, which is why we built it in. So you can see, okay, it was planning to go further down, but it didn't. So you have an evidence dot showing proof that there was an arrow here. But even with this evidence dot, okay, and I wouldn't have taken this because, again, looking at support or prior high, the prior high was way up here. That's 92 pips. So no, I wouldn't have taken this. But even if you did and you said, okay, I wanted some pips, this made 33 pips, and then you hit support over here. So basically right around to there, you would have probably walked away with the first support, probably about 20 pips. So even with this one coming in at the late hour, did you make some pips on this? Derek said CAD JPY is terrible. Yeah, too much news on CADs. See? So even if you came in late before it went down, not trying to always focus on getting your one-to-one, but just keep an eye out. And right there, when support came in. Now, let's go back to something I talked about a couple of weeks ago. Okay. Remember I told you about the support time frame. What time do support dots come out? They're running on a 4-hour clock, 4-hour increments. Okay. So what time exactly should you be checking? Once every 4 hours. What time is that? Give me a second. I'm going to show you guys this. Let's bring this beautiful clock on. All right. So it's running every 4 hours. Every 4 hours. Okay. The market trading day starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's the start of the day. Okay. Here we go. So 4 hours from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 9. 4 hours from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1. 4 hours from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back at 5. 5, 9, 1, 5. 5, 9, 1, 5. 59, 91, 15. 5, 9, 1, 5. 5, 9, 1, 5. 5, 9, 1, 5. 5, 9, 1, 5. 5, 9, 1, 5. Okay. 59.15. Okay. Just remember that number, 59.15. So at 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Everybody clear? 59.15. Every 4 hours, that's the only time you need to check this because it's running, the support dots are running on a 4-hour time frame if you have the sexy analyst. If you want to do a manual, you're gonna have to do your own schedule. You're gonna have to mark up your own zones and all that other stuff. But for those who have the sexy analyst, it's automatic. It's already built in. So guess what? Boom. And you can set your alarm clock to every 4 hours. Okay. Set an alarm on your watch, your phone, and at 5, 9, 1, 5. That's when the support dots are going to come in. So that's the only time you need to check. So if you're coming in and you don't see anything, let it run. Leave it alone. Okay. Let it run. Okay. All right. Now let's go to some more. Let's keep going. And we just on one pair. So now we got another arrow come in. And it came in right before the big news event. Wow. And that netted you 111 pips to the downside. So what would your stop would have been? 34 pips. Did you get your 34 pips on this as a winner? Yes or no? Okay. So far, how many wins and how many losses we have? Anybody keeping track of that? How many wins, how many losses? And this is just on one pair, AUDJPY. By simply following the arrow coming from the scanner versus what our opinion of the market is going to be. Anybody been keeping track? No? Okay. All right. Here we got an evidence dot, and I don't know why this one here, because this actually was a winner. So you got your arrow come in right here. And that one, your stop on this one would have been pretty small, 30 pips. And this gave you 55. So there was another winner. Donna says she think we're 5-1. Okay, cool. So now if we're 5-1, let's keep going. Look at here. Actually, let's take a look. Let's just take a glance. Okay, that one we wouldn't have taken because it was in the buy zone. Okay. 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're right, Donna. 5, 5.5. Good job, Donna. Here's number 6. Here's number 7. Okay. Now here's where it gets dicey. Do you see an arrow come in? Any arrows in between this time frame right here? So you've been on the roll. You're excited now. What's going to be the problem? What's the problem? No, that ain't the problem. That's what's going on. Donna said consolidation. Yes, that's what's going on. But what's the problem? Larry, you're on point. No arrow. What's the problem? Alex, you got it. Impatience. Now you've been on the road. You're like, okay, where's the next arrow coming up? And since one don't come out, what are you going to start doing? There you go. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Alex. Forcing trades, forcing them. And this is what we've done. For those who had the sexy analyst and the simplicity this whole time, this is what you and I both, and I'm guilty of it too. You and I both have been guilty of it. We've been guilty because now we're going back to our old habits of trying to force trades versus simply letting them come to us with confirmations that this is true. Do y'all see the problem? Come on, confess. Confess. Let's all do it together. Let's confess our sins and let's repent. Let's repent. Come on. Type a 100 if you're guilty. Come on. Let's repent. Let's repent. My hands are up too. Guilty is all outdoors. Repent. Repent of our sins. Interesting fact about the word repent. Receive, redo, reheat. The prefix re indicates that something was there the first time. So if you say, well, I need to reheat this meal, that means it was hot the first time and you have to go back and do it again. The word sieve means to have. It's an old word that we don't use in the English no more. Okay. Or, but the word sieve means to have. To receive means to have again. Pent, you was doing good. To repent means you got to go back and do good again. Because you drifted off y'all understand. We backslid. Everybody else using church terminology. You backslid. So you was penting, you was doing good, and we have to go back and repent means to go back and do the right thing again. And this is where we failed, me included. Type of 400 if that made sense. Okay. So many of us were going backwards constantly because we're not staying consistent. We're not penting, doing the right thing. So we have to go back and do it again. And how often we want to constantly keep going back, go back, go back, go back. When in essence, you can easily backtest this and see, had I just stayed with the plan, everything would have been all right. Type amen in the box if you know I'm stepping on toes today and telling truth. Come on. Don't leave me hanging because I'm guilty too. We're all guilty. And just imagine, I only am still on one pair, AUDJPY. I haven't even went to the other ones yet. And look at how well we could have been doing. Is this not true? Let's keep going. So now you finally do after it consolidates, and now you finally get another arrow. And I don't know why this evidence dot is here because it actually did go down. If this wasn't an old system, I would actually go back in and have my developers work on that. But it's been around for so long, I don't feel like doing all that. Anyway, 34 pip stop loss, 154 pips made on this one. Was that a winner? Yes or no? Okay. Now we have a late whistle come in, which I normally don't like them because it's way too far away from the support level. So probably me, if I took this one, I wouldn't have used this support down here as an entry. So here's the arrow. It comes in. I would have used the last swing low, okay, which is over here. You see that low right here? And let me mark that so we can see it together. Because this is going to be our homework for this week. So everybody see this prior low right here? And you can see this candles right here respected that low. See that white? So you don't have to make it up. Just use the previous support right here if it's there that Sexy Analyst provides. Again, this is for the ease of using Sexy for this and simplicity because you don't have to do all this stuff. It's already pre-provided. But if you don't and you want to just use this, okay, cool. Then what you want to do is use the prior low, which is maybe right here. And that still is a lot. Okay. So me personally, when it jumps up after a big candle like this, I'm kind of leery. Okay, because I don't like big stop losses, but it's necessary. So this one here, it said, all right, you was going to be in a big one, 76 pips. Y'all, right to there. Guess what? It went to 72 before the support dots came out. So did you make money on this one? Yes or no? Even with the late whistle, blow the whistle, blow the whistle. Y'all, some of y'all, you ain't been in church all your life. You throw it back on Saturday and go to church on Sunday. Let me leave that alone. I'm sorry, Lord. Oh my God. Was that a winner though? Was that a good one? Was this a good one? Yes, it was, even with the late whistle. Okay. All right. Now we finally got a legitimate loss. Okay. Because right here, we did have an arrow come out. Here's resistance. Everything looked good. And look what happened. The thing continued. So, yeah, we finally had a loss. But look at this. My stop loss would have been only about 20 pips on this, right? Let me make this bigger so y'all can see what I'm saying. Oh, don't want to miss it. I made it too big now. I don't know where it is. Okay, right here. All right. So, right here, we get an arrow. Stop. Oh, that's about 30, 39 pips. Okay, glad I blew it up, make it bigger. So that's 40 pips. And then we take a loss. So we got a first loss. Okay, legitimate one. Legitimate one. What do most people would have did? What do we do? Come on, talk to me. Come on, talk. What do we do? Repent. Repent. Richard say revenge trade. Yep. Yep. Come on. He ain't the only keep talking. What do we do? We just doing confession today. Oh, that was funny. Oh my God, that was funny. All right. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Yep, we start looking for new stuff. That's what we do. Y'all got it. That's exactly what we do. Time to look for a new strategy. And here we go. YouTube, what do you have to offer? Let's go to a new strategy. Now, this thing been consistent all this time, but the moment one of them don't work, what do? We jump to it. Come on. What you say, bringing out the prayer oil? Hold on, let me tell this camera to stop moving. Hello. All right. I have this AI camera, so it follows you and all this stuff. It has a built-in gimbal, and then you do hand gestures and it stops. All right, so we have our first legitimate loss. All right, let's keep going. So now we have another one. And again, me personally, I don't take these. After big news events, I don't take them. Okay, so I would have ignored it. Now you could have took it if you wanted to, but all this and this is why I said back testing for a lot of people. You're doing back testing, but this is what you're ignoring. What news event came out? Okay. But even so, guess what? You take the trade right here. You say, okay, I'm gonna take the trade. Stop loss is 97 pips. You still made 270. Oh, no, we got to go right to here. because this is where resistance came in right here. And guess what? Okay, so you get in right there, 97 pips. Right there, you would have made your 1-to-1. Wow. So you're 11 down to say we're 11 and 2. Yeah, because right here at the end of this candle, I'm not trying to go where the arrow is. At the end of the candle close is where you get in. So that would have put you right here on this ugly trade. Stop right there, or you could have put it above the arrow, which would have been 66 pips, because that's close to this high level right here, which is still too much for me, too rich for my blood. But guess what? You still won that one in a matter of a couple hours. In about an hour or two, you won that trade. So now that was another one. All right, so now you wait. Now here's where the news is over. See all this news stuff? News is over, turbulence is done, and now we're calm. We're back to calm waters. You got an arrow, you have it bouncing literally off support, which is really close. These are my favorites because they're so close to support. So that's about 49, just say 50 pips. Did we get our 50? Yeah, we got twice as much, okay? And it was still going. Now, this arrow came out, but we could have taken it. But first of all, let's count this one. Was this a winner? That would be, yes, we won this one. You get an arrow here, and I don't like it. Me personally, and I'm going to say this again, me personally, and this is what's cleaning this up for me, I would not have taken this. What is missing to make me feel better about this trade? Each one of these have something that one didn't have, okay? What doesn't this have? We got the arrow, which is why this evidence dot was there, which is correct, okay? Dots, support and resistance, you got it. Each one of these somewhere, if it's a buy, somewhere below it, you had something saying, yes, this was a support level and it wants to go up. So let's unlock this and go backwards, and you'll see every single time. Glad y'all seeing this. Even this small loss right here, it had resistance. So yeah, that's why I took this one. But guess what? That's why I would not have taken that one. I don't see additional confirmation of support somewhere, even if you fall off into yonder, like this ugly thing up here. That was ugly, but it still showed me this was resistance. Resistance goes with down arrows. Support goes with up arrows. This has none of them, so I would have ignored it. Me personally. Now, you could have taken it and you would have had to take one on the chin because it didn't work out. Okay. But me personally, no, you don't have anything showing that beyond your arrow, that's all you have. And it's in an uptrend. So no, nice try. Now, look at here. Now, do we have another legitimate one? Do we have resistance above it? Do we have the arrow and resistance? Yes or no? Come on, is Liz the only person? Yes, we have our combo pack, okay? So even if you get in on this arrow down here, because remember, when the arrow come out, you're looking for the closed candle, and it could be 1 or 2 candles afterwards, not immediate. So that's average 50, another 50. Did we get our 50? Yeah, we got 75 pips before it hit support. There you go. So your 1-to-1 got hit. Now we got another one. Notice what's under here. Now, again, I don't like it when it's way too far away, but that's okay. You can still get in, use. Now, me personally, what I like to do if it's that far away, I'm going to look for an area of prior support. So we could have used this right here, which would have been about 30 pips. Okay. See that? 30, 35 pips. Any one of these over here, look to the left, look for prior lows. Okay. And you use that as your get out, like the movie Get Out. Y'all see that? See that? Any one of these, or you could have used this one. So let's just use that. We see price action support. Here's the support level. So 35 pips. Did we get our 35? Yes, we did. Okay. Not today. I'm not going to focus on Ocean Wave today. I want to focus on this right here for a reason. Okay. For a reason. Okay. Now we got another one. And how many pairs have I showed you guys so far? How many pairs? I apologize, Eric. I just want to show, I want to stick to this because I'm almost done with class. Next week, we can pick up on Ocean Wave and do that. That's no problem, brother. I apologize. Okay. Thank you, brother. Thank you for understanding. Okay. So this one, we get another arrow, 30 pips stop loss, 33 pip. So we got another winner. Okay. Thank you, Eric. I surely appreciate it, my brother. Thank you. All right, here we go. We got another one. So we have this arrow here. The stop loss would have been about 42. We got about 36 of them, but we get resistance. What do? What do you do? Thank you, Liz. She got it first. All right, now we got another arrow. Came in. Look at this kahuna. 23 pip stop. Really, really close. I love when the arrows are close to home plate. Those support levels. Boy, this thing went up, 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 up to the next arrow. That was 85 pips. So is that another winner? Yes, it is. Speeding things up. Now we got another arrow. We have our resistance above it, 37 pips. Did this one go? Yes, 114 pips. Speeding things up. All right, we got another arrow. Okay, now this one says 61 pips to this low area. Did we get that? Yes, 72 pips. We have another winner. All right, so now we have another one, which is more favorable to me. I like it when it's closer to the resistance. So there we go, 36 pips. It dipped down, came up, made your stomach hurt a bit, and boom, target is hit. There you go. But it went up and went all the way down for 159. Nope, but either way it goes, you got your 1-to-1. Here we go. We got another one right here, 49. Boom, 84, 88 pips right there. All right, we got another one. This is more comfortable for me. 25 pip stop loss because I like it because it's closer to home plate. Did we get our winner? Yes, we did. Boom, 81 pips. All right, let's keep this thing going. Boy, we on the party. And this is the one that came out on Sunday. Okay. Arrow comes out. Stop losses right here, 47 pips. Did you get it? Yes, 113. Oh my goodness. How many winners and losers did we actually have? And this is just on AUD JPY. Anybody? Any guess? Because I wasn't keeping track. I don't know. 14-2, Liz? Okay, thank you. 14-2. And that's just on one pair. Do you see why I chose that one? 14-2. All of them off the 30-minute. Now, I'm not going to go over this, but let's just slide this back just a little bit so you can see why I chose NZD, JPY. Why? Because basically it's doing the same thing. Here is an arrow, and what I want to do with this is just check the evidence dots. Okay, that's all I want to do is check the evidence dots. And we'll just stop right. Hold on, let me go back. 30-minute time frame gets rid of a lot of noise. That's why I like it. All right. So we're back in March, and that's as far as it goes. So this one, again, we had a little drop, tight stop loss. It was only a 15 pip stop loss. So we got 18 pips. That was a 1-to-1. So that's still one. Then we got a nice winner here. Big winner here. Nice winner there. Boom. Boom. Okay. This one went a little sloppy. So maybe not so good. Okay. Right here. That was 37. You got your resistance. You would have got out at 17 pips. Something is better than nothing. Okay, you get in right here. That's 27. Drop right there. Yep, you won that one. You had another big winner. Evidence dot, but yes, you still would have won that trade right there. This one I wouldn't have taken. Why? Somebody type quickly because we're running out of time. Why wouldn't I have taken that one? News, of course, I don't want it. But when news is over, price action is slowed down. Now we get a buy arrow, 20 pips, 57, good winner. Okay. Here's another one. And again, if I was to go back and reprogram this, I would have had my coder say, hey, double check these evidence dots because you're putting them there, showing that it was an arrow there, but it didn't go all the way. But in essence, it actually won. 24 pip stop, 142 pip win. This was the same thing that almost mirrored the AUD-JPY, same thing. This was that legitimate loss. So we do have one loss right there that was legit. This was that ugly trade that I wouldn't personally have taken, but it still won some pips. This was smooth. Candles are calm. That's what I'm looking for. I don't like wild candles. I like when the candles are small and calm. So there you go. You had another one. This was a false one. So if you would have taken that, even though, like I said, there's no support level there's no resistance bars or dots above it. So that tells me ignore it. Okay. There's all of these have support dots above it. Support dots below a buy and resistance dots above the sell. Every single one of them have that in common somewhere, somehow. Sell trade, resistance dots. Buy trade, support dots. Resistance trade, sell trade, resistance dots. Okay, every single time. So if you come across one and they don't have it, you ignore it. Okay, ignore it. That means that price action was trying to go down, which it was. You can see it. So I can see why it came in. But this was that false slant pattern I was telling you about, the breakout pattern. Okay. During the Asian session, it was heading down. So that's why the arrow did come in. It was reading the data correctly, but it was false and it broke to the upside. That's that false breakouts. Okay. All right. This one again, down, down, up, up. Evidence dot right here. This hit, let's sell right here. The stop loss was way up here, so I probably would have used just right here above the previous highs, which would have been about 27 pips, and that's 33, so that's another winner. Resistance, arrow, big drop. Buy, support dots are down here. I wouldn't use this support way down here because you're getting in way up here. So I would have used the prior low, which was right here, 36 pips. Did we get it? Yep, that was a winner. Okay, we do have resistance dot, but not at the time of the sale. So I would have ignored it. Okay, see, they came in later, but I would have ignored it. But this one here, even if you got in, that was 31 pips. You got 20 out of it. Even if you were wrong, you still won. This was the Mona Lisa of beauty. M pattern, market maker's method. You got your M pattern, got your arrow, 35 pips, super drop. Okay. Then you come back again. If you think that the support level down here is too far away, which was 41 pips, then you use the prior low, which would have been 23. Either way it goes, 100 pips, you won. Here's another one. This one is a winner. And then coming back over, this was Sunday. So this was last week. These are all trades you could have taken last week. Okay. This was the one you could have taken on Sunday. So 3 days ago. 3 days ago. Okay. Everybody with me so far? That's just two of the pairs. This is two. This is two. And so we said we're going to do AUD, JPY, NZD, JPY. Let's go over to Euro, JPY. Okay. And let's take a look. There was a winner there. This one came down. Stop loss was kind of huge, 71, but you could have used the prior lows, which would have been 58. So that's 44. It came back up and then dropped. So that pullback would have made you nervous because it almost, and let's mark this one up and let me pull this over so you guys can see it. Okay. If I would have not used the resistance dots, which is typically why I like using them, because once those dots are in, that means that is the bottom or the top. Okay. That's why, even though it's a bigger stop loss, it's more safer, in my opinion. And you can always get out at any time you want, but that's why it's safer. So if it's too far away for you, just don't take the trade. But let's just say you got in right here, use these prior, like you say, that's too much, 73 pips, I ain't doing it. I just can't do it, Uncle P. So let's just say you use these lows over here or these highs, 50, 60 pips. All right. So now let's go and measure. You get in right there. It pulls back 51. See? So about 6 pips almost to your stop loss. So it would have been better for you to just use this. Yeah, it's high, just reduce your lot size. But if not, then just wait for another arrow. But either way it goes, here we go. So now what happened? Big old drop after the pullback. And this is that slant pattern. See? Boom, trend line break right here and huge drop. Okay, then we get another arrow, nice winner. Okay, and let's keep going. And we don't have anything else for this one. So guess what? You had a couple of winners last week. We don't mess with it. We don't get no signal. Leave it alone. Okay, that's going to be the problem. Okay, I'm waiting on another signal, Uncle P. Okay, just wait. Winner, and I'm not going to go all the way through this. Big winners. This one is one that came in last week. I mean, yesterday. This happened yesterday, and it gave a couple of pips to the trend line, 34 pips. Okay, before bouncing up. Okay, so that one gave a few. And what was the stop on this one? 45, 34, or about 25 pips. So anyway, that one we'll mark it off as a loss. We'll mark it off as a loss because what happened is the resistance dots didn't come over until here. But legitimately, did it make some pips? Yeah, it did. It made some pips, but then it came back on us. So that would have been one legitimate loss. So bottom line is, family, are we seeing success by just following the simplicity arrow on the 30-minute? By the way, the setting that I use on that for my simplicity arrow is just 1. I just use a 1. Because since I'm using the 30-minute time frame, it filters out a lot of noise automatically. So I don't need to necessarily keep going back and using a bigger filter number. So I'll use a 1, just a 1. Okay. And let me do one more thing and then we'll wrap it up. Because you can say, and again, you can try it on the 15 if you want. I mean, do you. But see, for an example, that was this. See how many of these you're getting? See how many more dots you're getting that you didn't get on the 15? I ain't even went back that far. Okay. Okay. That one did give some pips. This was yesterday. It did give some pips. But then you would have lost that one. Now, this was yesterday. Okay, no, Sunday. Now let's go to the 30-minute and see what would have happened. So let's put a mark on this. All right, right there at that level, 96,321. But let's go to the 30-minute. Do you see an arrow on that 30? Do you see a sell arrow? Yes, Alex, I'm referring to my trend period. Trend period, I'm using 1. Do you see an arrow? Liz got it. Anybody else? Do you see an arrow? No, that's why I prefer the 30-minute. You're going to have to wait longer, but the truth is you get far less fake outs because it's less noisy on the 30 than it is on the 15-minute or the 5-minute. The lower the time frame, the more noise. Okay. Now, if you want to use the lower time frame, that's cool. What you can do, let me show you this, go into simplicity and change the trend period to maybe a 5 or a 10. Just to make sure it filters out the noise. And let's see if that would have made a difference. The lower the time frames, the higher the filter number. Nope, it wouldn't have made a difference. See, you still would have got it. And it's getting you in later. So no, that wouldn't help. Bottom line is stay on the 30. Go back. Put this back on the 1. And there we are. Nope, no loss. See? Now do you see why? And again, going back, see all that consolidation? And then after the noise, there you go. Okay. Even the ones that seem to be a loss still gives you some pips beforehand on the 30. So it's less turbulence. Okay. We looked at AUD, EG, EJ, NJ, GJ. And now let's take a look at gold. I know a lot of you guys like to take a look at gold. Gold is going to be the same thing. Now, me personally, what I would do, once you get a certain number of pips, go ahead and move yourself to break even or stop loss because gold is very reactive to news. It's very emotional. Okay, very, very emotional. So this one here, for an example, see that would have been a legitimate loss. So we do have one loss here, but that was a winner. Winner. This one would have been a loss. You see that? You go here, or maybe not. Let's see. 189. It gave you 100, but then you got your resistance dots, so you would have got out. So you still would have made some money there. Okay. Here's gold right here. Boom. Nice winners. Nice winners. Okay. Even this one. Look at this. What does it have? Why would I have felt okay taking this trade? What does it have? Thank you, Donna. Got that support and resistance right there, 137. And you got 141 before the resistance dots. So you would have won that trade. This would have won. Look at this nice big winner here. Yes, that would have been a winner. This one, you would have had to hold on for the ride because guess what? See, this came after. This arrow came after this big old candle. 217, but yes, you would have made your winner. Okay, here's another one. Yes, it went sideways for a minute and then popped up. That one won. That one made some decent pips. You can't use this stop loss down here, this support as the stop loss because it was too big. The problem is, the only problem, and I want you guys to see this. If you're going to trade gold doing this, you'll be fine. But just know that these candles, when the arrow comes out, comes after a big candle move. Okay. So now 320, you get about 200 out of there. So you still want some pips, but that's the only concern. Why? Because it is hard pressed to news. See, now that's a legitimate loss. That would have been a loss, but that would have been a winner. That would have been a decent winner to get you some pips. And again, when I say winner, I'm not always looking for a 1-to-1. I'll get out when I see that the resistance dot come in. I'm gone. Okay, nice big winner. I don't know why the resistance dot is there because that was a big winner. First candle right here, huge win. Okay. So either way it goes, that's how you back test. And all I did was unlock these right here, these two arrows. They lock your charts in place. Just unclick them, pull it back as far as you can, and just check and see. And if you see all these dots, you just got to reset it by doing this. Click to a different time frame and click back, and there you go. And then clean it up. And you'll see. Okay. Big, nice winner. That was a nice one. This one here, look at how close. This is the stuff I like. I love these right here. When that arrow was sitting right on the support, just sitting right there or close to it, like this one. This was close to it. 132. Yep, you won that one. But I like these. I don't mind holding these. That was 91. It went up. Would have got out with about 77 on this one. No, 91 is right there. Actually, it went right there, same day. Same day service. Yeah, right there. That would have been a winner. Cool. That would have been a legitimate loss right there. And I can't go back further because I limit my candles on my charts. So that was as far back as it goes, which would have been, oops, excuse me. That would have been March 7th. Okay. So March 7th would have been the main loss. Everything else pretty much would have been a winner. And when I say winner, I don't mean 1-to-1. I mean, hey, did it make me some pips? Okay. That one would have been ugly. I probably wouldn't have taken this one. I didn't like it. Way too far away. But like I said, if you want to do this and use the prior low, 195, you would have gotten 96 out of it before the dot. So either way it goes, it would have made something for you. Okay. This one would have been a loss right here because it came back. So that would have been a loss. But outside of that, big winners, big winners. So again, I think it's worth following. So that would be the one. Okay. Now again, Ocean Wave. And let me cover this because Alex, or I forgot who it was. They did ask me to cover this. And let me just show you this real quick. So what I would be doing on these though, I only like following these on the Ocean Wave. Okay. So even if you use the arrow system, you can check it against the Ocean Wave to see. So for an example, this buy arrow came in and let's check Ocean Wave. But realistically, I don't use them together. Okay. I don't use them together. We forgot to go back. One last, and we'll do this quickly and then we're done. So we had an arrow. What day it's this? That's on 16, June 10th. All right, so let's go to June 10th. Because I did put the two overlapped and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I personally didn't like it. So I don't worry about that. Because see, you're going against the overall trend. The overall trend was down. You see that? and that's the 30-minute time frame. So that's why with the ocean wave, I use it to follow the CHF pairs for trend trading. Okay. That's why I do that. See that? You see? So I don't use the arrows for that. Okay. See? Nice big moves. And this is midweek reversal. Price action broke above the neutral zone, so you would have been out of this anyway. Okay. See how it hit neutral zone? That means get out. Take what you have made all of this time. You could have rolled this into the sunset. 136. And let's just say to here, 98 pips worth of pips. And then they turn blue. So that means neutral zone on the 30. That means get out and get ready for a change of direction. And that's what they did today. Okay. Look at these moves. See? Straight beast. 213 pips. Slow mode. So do everybody understand? Oh, that was Eric. Thank you, Donna. So Eric, do you see why I don't mix the two together? JPY pairs, I'm going to use the simplicity scanner, 30-minute time frame, and go for the gusto. What the CHF pairs, let's go ahead and just use the ocean wave only on those so that you're getting that slow money, that slow, consistent money. Okay. And that's the two groups. And then you have gold. And, you know, if you want to throw in something else, that's fine. Like oil, which is what we had talked about last week. You can do it, throw in some oil if you want to. Okay. And let's look at that real quick. I'm giving us a game plan as a family. Okay. Here's oil off the 30-minute time frame. Look at how tight. Look at how these arrows are very close to support. So your stops are very, very low. Okay. This is why I was telling you about oil. Now, oil can jerk like that. Okay. So, me personally, I would rather prefer it closer to home plate. But see, it hit that noise. So, with this one have been a loss. This one is way too far from home plate, and it's basically because of news, big, huge candle. So, I would have ignored it. But right here, when the thing calmed down, it hit the bottom. Then you had a legitimate. Now, this thing is closer to home plate. So, and it's 6 pips basically. And this thing shot all the way up and gave you 32. So, yes, you would have won. Okay. This one here, no resistance above it. So, you would have to ignore it. This is the only reason why I'm not a fan of this one. Oh, I think I was looking at this on the 1 hour. No, I forgot. No, it was 30-minute. But this is why I'm not a fan of it here because it's too herky jerky. Now, let's check this one on Ocean. Okay. And let's go to 1 hour on there. I think I was looking at 1 hour, 30-minute. 30-minute. Yeah. Let's leave this one off. Leave oil off. Okay. Leave it off. Now, again, you can do it here and you can get some big winners, as you can see, some huge winners. Huge ones. Huge. Nice. But you're going to get your losses too. This hit the buy. It went up a little bit, hit the resistance. You would have got out quickly. This was a good one. So again, it does have potential. If you want to trade oil, 30-minute, that's cool. Okay. Let's check the 15, see if there's, nope, too many dots. I already see the problem. Y'all see this? That's why I don't like 15. Too much. Even though these are winners. But that was a loss. This was a winner. That was a winner because it did go up. That was all right. Like I said, I wish I would have reprogrammed this whole thing for these evidence dots because some of these they shouldn't have been there because that was a nice one. That was that. But see, it's no support. It's just too herky jerky, too much noise. Do y'all see the problem with the 15-minute? Everybody seeing that? Way too much noise. Y'all see this? Type yes if you're seeing what I'm saying. I don't like it. 15-minute. Now let's check the 1 hour for oil. Way bigger moves. Okay. Okay, that still would have won some pips, but again, I would have not used this as my resistance. I would have had to go to over here to a prior resistance, and you can see the dots are there, so I would have used that instead. So let's see. There you go, 6. Yep, that was a winner. Okay, that was a legitimate loss. Okay, that was a winner. That was a winner. 1 hour might not be bad for this, you guys. Even this one here. Let's say you got in there. That was 9. You got your 9. So if you use it for oil, I mean, hey, use 1 hour. That was a winner. That was a winner. That was a winner. That was a winner. That's way too far down. Nope. Absolutely not. Nope. And that's why you want to use the zones for sexy with simple. Because what happens is you'll see them zones. Okay. And look at this winner. See these? See how they're in the zones with the simplicity zones? That's what I'm talking about. If you're a sell arrow, but you're in the buy zone, you automatically know don't fool with it. But look at how big these winners are. So again, it might be worth exploring. Okay. Let me unlock that. Nice ones. Nice. This one gave you a few. That one was ugly. I wouldn't have taken it, but it still made some nice pips. Uh, this one here, same thing. Late to the game. Used that over here instead. Yeah, that would have made some pips. This one, no, that would have been a loss. That was a huge winner. So this is what I'm talking about right here. See? A hole here, that's 16. Came up, retested. That's why you can't use it too tight. And did it give us our 16? It bounced around. Well, actually, right here, we would have been out. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Because we would have got out right here at resistance. So you would have got 5. And when I say 5, on oil, they don't count pips the same way. Gold don't count pips the same way. So, like, let's say you're trading AUDJPY and you're going for 30 pips. But 30 pips on gold could look like 112 pips. Okay. 30 pips on oil could be 6 pips. Okay. So the pip count is different. So don't just, oh, that was only 5 pips. No, it's 5 pips in oil because it's not a currency. Everybody clear on that? The pip counts are different based on what you're trading. Currencies is what we typically see 20 pips, 30 pips, 50 pips. When you get to trading oil or the indices like the Dow, the US 30, the NASDAQ, or the S&P 500, they count pips differently, which is why we were able to see Miss Jenny in the signals group. They've done over 1 million pips. That is ridiculous. I did contract the Guinness Book of World Records, but they just didn't respond because I was trying to get Jenny into the Guinness Book of World Records and the signals group into the Guinness Book of World Records because that hasn't been done. As far as I know, nobody's tracked it, but especially since it's called out live, nobody can say it's not legit because it's being called out live in the group. And they've done over 1 million pips. Okay. 1 million pips. Okay. And they're catching those big moves. And that was the other thing. One more. US 30. I was checking this out using this. Okay. US 30. This was a sideways pattern. So of course, yes, that would have been a loss right here. That was a legitimate, but look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, this was a legitimate loss. Okay, but before then, nice one. Nice, nice, very nice. Small loss, big win. This one was consolidation. This was last week. Very small loss. Okay, big winner. Okay, let me scoot this over some more. Okay, this one here, that would have been well, let's see, if you would have used this here, there would have been 26 of them. Nope, you wouldn't have lost that one. It wiggled its way on down. You got a winner there. And even this little late one, which just happened this morning, you would have used the prior, which would have been 24. Did you get 24? Yep, that was a winner. So US 30 is the other one that I saw on the 1 hour. I'm sorry, not the 30 minute, the 1 hour. With these, I go further out. Okay. They're more dangerous to trade. Okay. In my opinion. But let's check the 30 minute on this. We're just putting a game plan. That's all. Just a game plan. Look at those nice ones. Small, even this, because a lot of people scalp this, right? For 10 pips. Right. So that is 8. That didn't give us enough. That was only 3 before resistance, so you would have got out. Okay. See? But you see how it's getting sloppier on the 30 minute with the US because the US is highly sensitive to news just like gold. So I would use it on the 1 hour. And instantly you see, watch this. Let me go back to the 30 minutes so y'all can see what I'm seeing. Because this is all I was doing. I was just been working on this, and I would just want to present this to you guys today. So, we can do a refresher and get our heads back in the game the way we should. Okay. And get out of our emotions and get back into the game. All right. So you seeing all these evidence dots are poking out. Okay. That would have been a nice winner still, but that one was not. That one was that was there. But now you go to the 1 hour and look at here. Most of those are gone. You have one small one there. Okay. So the more dangerous, the higher the time frame I want to go to. Okay. Small. That one actually would have won because I would have put my stop there. Yep. 1 hour. Okay. Now let's do one more thing and then I'll let you guys go, and I gotta head out because I'm gonna go hang out with Nancy. Let's go to this and see if this makes a difference. Since we're dealing with a volatile pair, let's move our trend period to 10. Move it to 10 and go back to that 30-minute time frame and see would that have helped. No, not really. Nope. So then what did that mean? Stick to what we know works. Time frame higher. 1 hour. 1 hour. Okay. All right. So quickly, what did we cover? We covered, write this down real quick, and let me do it with you guys to make sure we have our notes, and then we'll talk about this more next week. I don't know if Eric is still on or not, but Eric, was that helpful? And you can see why I said I'm not really covering Ocean Wave today, because realistically, I want you to just simply use it on just the CHF pairs. Okay, just use it on CHF except for Swiss JPY. Don't use it on that. Okay, but all the other pairs, which will give you four, you have AUD CHF, GBP CHF, NZD CHF, right? And CAD CHF, I don't think I like that one. That's why I left it off the list. Let's go back to that. And I'm doing that one off the 30-minute as well. Oh, CAD CHF, yeah, you cool. You can use that. Okay. So once these turn on, we're also looking at AUD, NZD. But for now, just leave that. You can use that one on the 1 hour and AUD, NZD. But that's what I use it for. Okay. So AUD, CHF. Okay. Now, Swiss JPY, it consolidates a lot. But once it get going, it get going. But see this long consolidation period? See, too much faking. Okay. So I don't want to do that. That's why I said leave that one off. Okay. So you have your Euro CHF. So let's write this together, right? We have AUD, a CHF. We have CAD CHF, Euro CHF, and I'm waiting for them to change the trend direction. Okay. Once the trend direction, then I'll be looking to hop in. We have the G Swiss, and we have N Swiss. Okay. GBP, CHF, NZD, CHF. So I'd say A Swift, CAD Swift, E Swift, which is Euro Swift, G Swift, which is GB, the pound, GBP, and then NZD Swiss. All right. That's our Ocean Wave set. Okay. Can you use it on other things? Of course you can if you want to. That's fine. But I'm simply saying to narrow down our focus so that you can have some pairs to focus on. Okay. To focus on, to keep things simple. And as you can see right here, look at G Swiss. See that change? It's changing direction. It's starting to happen. Look, you can see it on 15. Look at that. Change of direction. So getting ready. There you go. All the candles are above the neutral zone. So soon we should get an arrow. Okay. Same thing here. That one broke above. And that you had it on the 15 minutes, you already would have won that trade. So you can play with it. Okay, 15-minute, but I just find that the 30 minutes less noisy and more smoother. So basically, let's get ready for this one. This will be our first CHF trade, which would be as soon as you get the arrow for a buy. then we were looking to jump in on this thing and put our stops below the level. Okay. All right. As far as for these reversals or the simplicity and sexy analyst combo, and I'm writing this with you guys. We looked at AJ, we looked at EJ, we looked at NJ, we looked at GJ, and we looked at, that's 4. We looked at oil, and we looked at gold, and we looked at the US 30. All right. Everybody clear? And this is recorded on somebody on YouTube said, what's the best pairs to trade during the Sydney session? Well, here's the good news. The good news is that's part of the thing that we're eliminating. We're looking at waiting for the arrow to tell us when it's the good time to get in from the simplicity scanner. So this is why I said turn that scanner back on. Let's go dust it off. How many of you guys had it and hadn't used it in a long time? Type a 10 in the box if that's you. You had it, but you ain't used it in a long time. Yep. Yep. That's why I said repent. Go back into the beginning. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Re means to do it again. That's why they have redo. You was doing it the first time and then you stopped. So now you have to go back and redo it. Okay. Go back and redo what you did before. The problem is, and to be honest with you guys, I understand why we do that. Why do we deviate? Part of the reason why we deviate, and I'm talking to myself as well, part of the reason why we deviate is because we follow too many pairs that are inconsistent. So if you start following pairs that are inconsistent, then you think, okay, this is not working. When in truth, all we need to do is to narrow it down our focus. Let me give you an example. Let me see. All right, so look at this accordion, Swiss JPY. You see why I'm saying stay away from it? If you're using the Swiss JPY and you're using it on the 30-minute, you're going to start getting seasick. And then all of a sudden, this is when we start abandoning our strategies and start looking for something else. Saying, oh, what else is going to work? Because what we haven't done, we may have something good that can work, but we're using it on wild pairs. So this is like a wild stallion. That's why I told you don't use the 30-minute strategy on this pair. Ignore it. It's too wild. But the strange thing is the Swiss JPY is wild here for this strategy, but look at on Ocean Wave. Do you see the difference? Chopsticks. Yeah, that's right. You see the difference? It's perfect on the Ocean Wave, but it's terrible for this. So this is why by us narrowing down our focus as a group, and this is our homework assignment, we're all going to do this together. As a group, if we narrow down our focus and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to be patient, which is what this is going to require. Okay. I'm going to be patient and wait for good setups because it's better for you to take less trades in the week than to take 20 trades and only won 5. You know what I mean? Y'all get what I'm saying? It's less stress. The one part of stress is waiting, but the other stress is, yes, you're in some trades, but you're constantly not winning and you're unhappy. So it's, which one do you prefer? Neither one is going to be comfortable. Trading is not a comfortable business. So you can be uncomfortable with waiting so long, or you can be uncomfortable with taking too many trades that just aren't good ones. And not every trade is going to win. So even if one loses, it's not a big deal. I don't care. It's okay. But as we back test it, clearly we can see, even without checking for news, clearly we can see with the few pairs we chose, we had high winners and very few losers. Is that not true? Is that not true? Okay. What was the difference? It wasn't the trading systems. We narrowed down our focus to a certain number of pairs that show consistent behavior with strategies. And that is what's not being taught. That is a missing key. You may have legitimacy with pairs, but they may have wild stallion behavioral patterns. And that is what throws us off to say, well, maybe I need a new strategy. No, you don't need a new strategy. You just need to use it on a different pair. Okay. Here's the CHF. See all these losses you would have took? Switch right over to the next door neighbor, AUDJPY. Look at all these winners you would have had. Straight smoking winners. You go right next door, losses. Right next door again, winners. What's the difference? I haven't changed the strategy. I just changed who I used it on. Type amen if that makes sense to you guys. I don't need to keep changing the strategy. Sometimes I need to check the strategy against the pairs. And that's something we never get taught. You don't need to throw the company away. You just need to change the employees. And so this employee is not a good employee for this strategy. And that's okay. You're just not good. Which ones are? Well, you work out fine with it. You work out fine with it. Okay. You okay. You had one loss, but look at this. Big one, one little small one. Okay, well, that just means I don't need to do you. So it's not the strategy, it's you. You the wild one. Yes, Derek, CHF pairs on Ocean Wave only. I don't trade them. I don't trade them here. They will kill your account. See all this noise? See, CHF. Terrible. Terrible. Terrible for reversal trading. Terrible. They're choppy. Okay. See all this? See all this noise? See all this? See all that? Mm-mm. Switch this right on over to here. Outside of today because of news. But look at what it did. See how it just soaked up all that news like it was nothing. Go to the 1 hour time frame. See how it just sucks it up like it ain't nothing. No big deal at all. Okay. Okay. Everybody clear? So the only thing we're doing is cleaning up our dance partners. That's all we're doing. We're just saying, okay, who would have made a better dance partner? And that's all we did. Okay. That's all we did. Now, again, if you want to add in some US pairs, AUD USD or NZD USD, you can do those. Okay. Just do that 30-minute back test, slide it back and see how consistent. That would have been a loss, but not really. We don't have any evidence. We don't have support and resistance dots. We do right here. This would have been nothing. We don't have support here. That would have been a winner. Okay. But see how big these candles are? This is what bothers me. Look at all these huge candles. Look at all these big candles. What does these big candles mean? What do these big candles mean? You got it. News. That's why. Just know you're going to deal with that. Okay. News. Look at this. That's what I was trying to tell you. Most of the time it works out in your favor, but guess what? News. But the good news is if you put it on a 30-minute, a lot of times it's going to go past the news and then come in. Here's what I mean. Let's go back and look at this. Here's a huge news. So this one went down. I would not have taken it straight, be honest. But this one right here, huge news. After the news, then it came up. But then next day, news again. See, a lot of news. A lot of news. But this one, see, this is why this one lost. See, it was right as far as a buy, but you would have got stopped out because of news. Then after the news, it came back in, you would have won that one again. So this is where our confidence get broken in the trading system because news, too much of it, too much. See all these big candles? And notice we didn't have a lot of those with the JPY. We didn't have a lot of big candles. every once in a while, but not often. So that was another thing that I used to qualify these pairs, which one had the least amount of news impact candles. And so that's why I did not want to show or use it on the AUD, USDs, any of the USD pairs you can. But again, that's part of what you're going to have to deal with. Big candles. See all these big candles? That's all news. News. Big candles, big wicks, big wicks. Look at this big move. And even this one here, look at this. See this here that we saw today. What is this? News. But look at this. This was last week. News. This afternoon, what we're going to deal with? News. I don't like it. Not a fan, man. Okay. All right, you guys, I got to get out of here. Was this helpful? Type of 500 in the box if this class was helpful. We got our list of trading pairs, and let's go out next week. And like I said, don't fool with anything today or tomorrow, because today we have interest rate news, which is coming out shortly. We have interest rate news, and that's going to be huge this afternoon around 2 o'clock. So in about 3 hours or so, we're going to have interest rate news. And so that's going to be terrible, which explains why. And some of you guys, when I be trying to explain to you guys, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm trying to tell you guys, oh God, that was a good stretch. I'm just trying to explain to you guys, some of this stuff is just, the market is so freaking crazy. So last week, and I was talking with Elvis about this, he's like, man, what the heck happened? Because NFP news is never that big of a deal. Okay, it has its little momentary spikes, and that's that. For an example, even this, if it wasn't for interest rate news this afternoon, this would already started falling much harder, because a lot of the profit takers would have paid a lot of money on this, such as what you would have done if you would have held this trade. Okay. But the profit takers would have made a lot of money. And then after that, they start gobbling up quickly, wanting their profits, because nobody wants to make this amount of money from here to here, which is 73 pips in a matter of minutes, and still be hanging on for more. They don't normally do that. That's why you start seeing it to start coming back down, which is why I said 30 minutes to an hour, wait for news, and then profit takers start going in the opposite direction, and you just riding it down. So why is this hanging around here? Well, simply because we have another big news event this afternoon, which is interest rate news. So get out of your trades if possible, clear your books, leave it alone, and just wait. Then tomorrow, since the JPY is going to be the focus of our focus, and let me do this for you guys, because I keep this up for myself. Okay, right there. See, I keep this up for myself. Now, I put it out there every Sunday for y'all. If you don't pay attention to it, that's on you. But here's the point. Inflation came out. That one's done. That's where this big move came in. Okay. This big move was due to this, which I told you guys was coming out. Now, this afternoon, 2 p.m., we're going to have more this. That's why I don't really like to focus on the USD pairs. Too much news. Okay. Then you have PPI coming out tomorrow, which is not that big of a deal. So I can take this off now, because the bigger moves is going to be, this may have a little jerk, but not enough to worry about. Okay. Why? Because the biggest moves are made here on the US dollar this week. Then tomorrow on Thursday, which they did not announce the time. Let me see if they changed that real quick for you guys. And I know this was a long class, but just getting us back to the drawing board to help everybody out. All right, now let's see. Today is the 12th. I'm sorry. Today is the 12th. Yeah, today is the 12th. So tomorrow's going to be the 13th. And nope, they still say tentative. Okay, and I'm checking Forex Factory. Forex Factory tend to give you times, which is what my FX book, they only tell you the countdown. Okay. And I'll show you the difference. Okay. So this is where I go to get the news events, because this is more accurate. Okay. All right. So as you can see right here, in 3 hours and 4 minutes, see, they tell you the countdown on the day of or whatever. But then when you start going outside of 24 hours, they just tell you, oh, 1 day away. See, so they just telling you 1 day. So it's still not giving me a time frame. So typically, most of the time, They will give you the time frame all throughout the week. Is why I go over here to Forex Factory to get the time. The only problem is the JPY, they are notorious for not telling you what time. So as you can see, all the rest of these are showing a time frame, time frame, time frame, time frame. Guess who isn't? Tentative, tentative, tentative. JPY don't give you that time. All these others, they'll tell you, okay? China, same thing. See, tentative, tentative. I don't know if it's just something with that. Well, don't say nothing. Oh, you being racist. You can't say nothing nowadays. Oh, you trying to be racist? I ain't being racist. I'm just saying over there, they don't give you the time. I need to know what time you're going to be doing what you're doing. And y'all over there don't do it. Okay. So as you can see, when China gives news announcements, they don't give the time. When the JPY comes out with news announcements, they don't give you a specific time. So since we don't have a specific time, let's just leave it alone. And then Friday is going to be Friday. And then so let's start fresh on Monday. Everybody in agreement? So let's just relax, leave the rest of the week be, let it be. And let's start fresh with this. Everybody cool with that? Type of 1,000 if you're cool with that. So let's just take a break from trading this week. Just relax. Okay. All right, cool. All right, you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you. And we'll revisit this on next week.